Hello friends, welcome back to Pro Metal Buildings. Today we're going to do a tutorial on our warehouse. Once you get to Pro Metal Buildings, go ahead and click Get an Instant Quote. That'll bring you into our 3D builder. Today we're just going to go to the fabulous state of Michigan. Go ahead and click Get My Design. Up here you'll know you're in the right state. Of course, if you make a mistake, you can always change that. And then here is also a breakdown as you're going through the 3D builder and building your building. If you want to see what something's costing you, then you can kind of take a look at that. And then this is a quick synopsis of the same thing. Since we're doing a warehouse today, go ahead and hit commercial building and the deluxe commercial building. It'll default to a 40 by 40, but today we're going to do a 60-foot wide. Now all these numbers up here are even, all these numbers down here are odd. So go ahead and hit the 60 wide, and we're going to do an 80-foot long today. We're going to go with an 18-foot sidewall height, that is to this peak right here, or this point right here to the eave. And if you hit this bottom area down here where it says dimensions, that will give you all the information you need in regards to your building. And then you can also lift it up and see inside. If you want to just see the frame only, click that, and that will take everything off, and you can kind of look at that as well. So also there's a nice nifty little background here, so let's do that to give our building a little more dimension. As we follow it down, there's a 12 and 14. 12 in the metal world, the smaller the number, the thicker the metal. So the 12 gauge is an upgrade. It comes standard with the 14. If you click it, it will give you what that cost is going to be for that upgrade. We're not going to do any lean-tos, but if you decided you did want to, just put on a lean-to there, and it will add that on there. And then when you start to, well, it gives you the numbers here. So basically you can just click the height and leave it there. But I'm gonna click it off because I just really want to do the warehouse today, but just to show you that it's really got some cool, you could do some wraps and that type of thing around the lean-tos. It's really fun. We don't really need any walls. We got 4 walls, so we don't need that. So let's go to the doors and windows. It defaulted to this particular door, which is a 12 by 12. I want to change that since I'm going so big and tall. Let's get some bigger doors on there. This other, you can delete it here, you can change it here, and you can clone it here. So let's clone it a couple times. And then down here, you can center and align your doors. Over here, they've got a walk door. This just auto defaulted. I'm going to take it off because it doesn't allow me to put anything different on there. So I'm going to go ahead and delete it. And yes, and then I'm going to add another walk door. Here's lots of options. I suggest going with a heavy duty option. The others, like the cottage, is beautiful. Excuse me. The man door here, sometimes these diamond window doors are really inexpensive, and for a big building like this, I just don't think it's the right way to go. You can also move these around just by taking your mouse and clicking on it, moving it around. Try to stay off of those little red areas, those uprights that cost you more money. You can also do windows, so feel free to do the same thing. You can do that, clone it a couple times, and put your windows where you want to. And I believe if we just click on our center down here, it should center everything on that wall. Well, that doesn't look center, but hey, it looks okay for now. And there you go. So just to kind of take a quick look. Our next panel is going to be colors. We have some popular items down here with sort of some combinations. So you can click through there, and if you see something you really like, then you can stay with that. Or up here, it'll allow you to do a roof, a wall, a trim, and a wainscot. And so if you hit the wainscot, it will put that on for you. I'm going to take that off because I like it just the way it is. Our next panel down is insulation. Now, for Michigan, there's only one option. I believe it's a 2-inch fiberglass, but if there were other options, they would be here. This just allows you to put the insulation where you want it to be. If there's choices, one would be a condensed stop, and the other would be a double bubble, which are vapor barriers, moisture barriers. So the next options, of course, is going to be some other information about gauge of sheeting. So this PBR is by far the best. It has more of an overlap on the metal. It is thicker in metal, and it is by far a upper quality. If you click on that on this particular building, you'll see the upgrade to that. I also love the colored screws. And it looks like right now we're not charging for those colored screws on this type of building. So that's good. I would do that all day long. Otherwise, our screws are a galvanized steel and they don't look good when you've got like a particular color on your sides. So now this building has to go on concrete. On our buildings, anything typically over 30 wide would need to go on concrete. Some cities and states we can get away with maybe up to 40 without being on concrete, but as a general rule, they're so heavy that putting it on anything other than concrete is probably not a good idea. So, and we don't have to have we don't have to have a pad. We could have a runner on all four sides. We don't care what happens in the center of the building, but where the base rail sits on this 80 and the 60 on all four sides, that's going to be the important part. So you can do a runner, and it's probably going to need to be somewhere between 18 and 24 inches wide. So there's that. Also, if you have questions, you can put that here. I have, oops, excuse me. I have questions about my building. And then feel free to plug in whatever you want to say about that, and then our team will see that and will call you or email you, whatever that is. So once you are ready to go with your design, you like it, you've looked at all the numbers, you see a price, you can save it, and then our 3D builder is taking basically some screenshots for you to email over to you. And you'll receive those to your email. We'll get them also. We'll get the design and your information as well. We'll reach out just to introduce ourselves and say hello. We typically do that either just by email or we will call. So here's that information. And we're not a pushy sales office, so we're calling to discuss your project, not to push you. So once you save that, it'll go into your email and we'll get a copy. You'll get a copy. If you don't want to do any of this, call us toll free 888-536-1585. We will even design it while we're on the phone with you and send it over to you so you don't have to do it yourself. So thank you for visiting Pro Metal Buildings in our warehouse building. This is a great building for so many different things, especially with the cost of storage these days. So we look forward to talking to you about your next project. Thanks for visiting Pro Metal Buildings.